Hi everybody and welcome to another super exciting edition of C4. Let's meet the teams. Oh, Dominic, you're back for another week. How are you today?
I'm very good, thanks, Rob.
Okay, you look the same as you did last week.
Well, slight difference if you look closely.
Everybody else, Dominic. Isn't this amazing?
There is a slight difference.
Okay, what have you changed?
Well, I think I'm not wearing the same jumper, if I remember correctly. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. Now that you've got Alzheimer's, it's difficult to remember from minute to minute. Okay, and what about you, He-young? How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
I like your shoes.
Thank you very much.
What are they made of?
Artificial material.
That wasn't the answer I was hoping for. Okay, Lulian, what about you?
I'm good.
Okay, you look very nice today.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you wear the same exact thing as last week.
No, you can't be wearing the same thing because you smell absolutely delightful, like flowers. And finally, Ginger. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, and once again, we've borrowed you from Lao Law School.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you for doing that.
Thank you for borrowing you. Okay, anytime. Let's move on to the first story, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
徒手从装满剩菜和废纸的烧水桶里捡起辣椒，再回收进一个不锈钢桶里。
Okay, who wants to buzz in and tell me what's going on? Yes, He-young has buzzed in.
Well, it seems like a kitchen maid person is picking out a used
I'm sorry,
chili.
how middle class and posh are you? A maid? Oh,
kitchen worker.
Her servant was doing it. Okay.
Who works in the kitchen?
Yes.
Because she's obviously
Or
not a
as
chef.
He-young calls them, scum. Yes, what was she doing?
No, like she's obviously not a chef. She's picking out used chili.
Okay.
From a trash can.
From a trash can, as the Americans say, or what do we English say?
Bin, Rob.
Bin, just bin. Is
Rubbish bin. Rubbish bin.
Okay, well done, well done. It fell to the Chinese person on stage to come out with the right answer in English. Jing Jing, where did this happen?
In a restaurant?
Chengdu, Sichuan
Thank you
province.
very much. You have saved your teammate from looking stupid. Actually, you were a few seconds too late, that doesn't matter.
I meant it.
Okay, but you are Chinese, so you know about gutter oil, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to tell the audience at home, who also know what gutter oil is, what gutter oil is?
The oil from a gutter.
I wish I hadn't come in today.
Well, reused oil.
Reused oil, indeed, and they have to sieve chunks out of it, don't they? Because it's reused. It's been used to fry other things. Why is this so shocking, Lu Yan?
Well, this is shocking because apparently they're going to put these chilies in hot pots.
No, really? That is unbelievable. And Chengdu is famous for hot pot, isn't it?
Exactly.
But not reused hot pot. Dominic Swire, when you see this, how do you feel?
Well, in general, I'm usually in favour of recycling, and I think that too much food is
Well, you've
generally...
recycled enough stories, haven't you?
As I was saying, too much food is generally wasted. However, this does cross the line. So
Okay,
I disapprove.
This is one step too far.
Exactly.
Okay. 10 stories about coffee shops that roast their own beans are okay, but reusing chilies, no.
No.
What were you going to say, He-young?
Well, I think I'm shocked and not shocked at the same time because when you look at these,
You're schizophrenic.
no,
Oh, yeah.
because when you see these, really spicy dishes in China,
Yeah.
they're usually packed with chilies. So I've always wondered, are they gonna reuse this? Pretty obvious, but I just didn't think that they would pick it out of the trash.
And they certainly
Yeah.
wouldn't film it and then put it online. But I have to say, often when you see food at a restaurant that has been barely touched, I always wonder if they will take it back to the kitchen, put some more garnish on it and bring it out again. The other day, I was out with my dear friend Stuart Wiggin. Do you remember him?
Sure.
He died. But anyway,
we
I was out
miss
with
him, and he's alive.
Okay. Well, I went out with him and we were at a delightful restaurant and the person at the table next to us had ordered a big slab of chocolate cake, taken one mouthful and didn't want any more. So when the waitress went away and when the people went away, me and Stuart grabbed it and we ate it together.
Well, that's a heartwarming story.
It is a heartwarming story of two men enjoying platonic cake. Okay. Dominic, would you ever do such a thing? Would you share a cake with me that had been eaten by a third party?
Generally, Rob, as you know, I do not eat unhealthy food, so possibly no.
Okay, but it's not the concept of it that disgusts you, it's just the chocolatiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but if we
just
could
a
find some
cop-out.
food that you liked, like celery, would you do that?
if there was a pot of hummus, it might be hard to
Oh, I
refuse.
tell you what, it'd be like Lady and the Tramp with the noodle between the dogs. We could put a big piece of celery between us, munch it to the end, and then our lips would meet in joyous platonic passion.
Isn't there another story?
What?
Sorry.
Oh no, this was the entire story, Dominic, about us and Wigan and everybody. But do you eat at street restaurants, Jingjing?
I never do.
Why not? Too
Because-
good, are you?
Yeah, because my mom told me not to when I was a kid.
Okay, what did she say specifically?
She told me most of them are not clean.
Okay, so she knew about these scandals long before everyone else.
Yeah, probably.
Is it because she reuses oil?
At home, yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so Jingjing's mother is apparently the queen of gutter oil. Okay, Lu Yan, do you eat at street restaurants? Because I've got to say, you have delightful skin. I've always said this about you, and I think delightful skin doesn't come from eating reused oil. You've got nice skin too, so
Yeah.
yeah, well done to mummy. But Lu Yan, I don't think you eat at street restaurants, do you?
Actually, I do.
Really? How do you
Because-
maintain such a beautiful visage?
Well, in Chinese, we have this word, or the saying,
got
眼不
many
见为
words.
净,
Oh.
眼不见为净. So as long as you don't see it, it's not dirty.
Okay, I saw something the other day that disgusted me to my very core, and it's a prime example of that, because during the month of October, I used to go swimming quite a lot in the CRI swimming pool, you know, like buffing up, turning myself into Bane, as you well know. But
Did you see someone peeing?
oh, I saw something much worse than that, Lu Yan. Prepare yourself, Jingjing, because you won't see this at Lao Law School, mostly because you don't have a swimming pool. But I saw a guy, he got out of the pool, he went into the little cubicle, left the door open, did a giant poo, pulled his shorts up, and went straight back into the swimming pool.
Without wiping himself?
He did not wipe himself, which means... Next story, please. Okay, what's the relevance of this?
So the kid is
Oh, buzz in. Very good. Okay, go on then.
okay. The kid is trapped in a car, but his parents wouldn't let emergency services rescue him for the fear of damaging the car.
Wow, that's pretty much the entire story. Good
But
job.
that's a new car.
There we go. We've got an extra detail from Lu Yan. Would you like to add a detail?
I would. I read the reaction to this story, and some people have accused the kid of being a bit stupid for not figuring out how to get out of the car.
Well, because
themselves.
it's not a baby, and he's not strapped in. He's actually like a proper movable kid. You know, he's mobile, and you know, he's obviously not a simpleton. So, well, actually, he is a simpleton. Why couldn't the kid get out on his own, He Young?
Well, he was probably too, just frustrated, depressed, and scared. And I think the adults should take most responsibility.
Yeah,
they
but
should
like,
direct him.
why can't you call into it? Just say, child, pick up the key and open the door.
Well,
or child,
Why
just
didn't
open
the parents do that then?
Actually, I believe they did that.
So-
But the
Okay.
kid just wouldn't cooperate.
Okay, so I hope when they got him home, they gave him a really severe beating.
No, that's not encouraged.
I was just going to say, the person who blamed the kid for not being able to get
That
out
would be me, Dominic.
also said the same as you. The parents should have told the kid to find the key to unlock the door. What car door do you know that needs a key from the inside to unlock?
Gangster cars,
I asked
Dominic.
you, Rob.
Okay, well, I don't know that much about cars. What is wrong with these people, Lu Yan? Because the parents left the kid in the car for an hour while the emergency services weren't allowed to do anything because they didn't want to break the window of their new, expensive car.
I know my opinion might be unpopular here, but I
Never,
actually
never.
understand why they're doing this because, like I said, this is a new car. If this is not the last resort, nobody wants to break a new car.
And the kid is not like dying.
Exactly.
He was
So-
crying, though.
Well, he could probably, linger on for a couple more hours.
Linger? You mean before fate came and snatched him to the next world? What are you on about?
Before they solve the problem. So I think
Yeah.
that might be why the
But
parents
why did they call
did
the
this.
emergency services then? Because, yes,
Yeah, and I agree with them, and I think it might have something to do with the distrust of the emergency services. The parents might have thought, oh, they will just go for the easiest and brutest way without thinking about their, economic interest. So that's what a lot of hospitals and government.
I've got to say, economic
institutions do.
interest is not important because this is a socialist society. But why did they call the emergency services if they didn't actually want their help, Lu Yan? Because calling the emergency services obviously leads to a crowd gathering around the car and the parents being embarrassed.
Actually, I think they want to solve the problem. They just didn't expect that it would turn into this huge scene.
I would actually use the phrase media circus, and you should have that as a phrase on World According to Words and have me on the show. Do you know what a media circus is, Jingjing?
It's like.
If you say yes, I'll believe you.
Yes.
Very
and
good. Okay.
It probably means a sensation.
Okay, well, thank you for clarifying. Good. Okay. Dominic, what do you think about these parents? Because all the Chinese people on the stage have shown their true colours by deciding that the window is more important than the life of the child. What about you?
Well, I don't know. I think that,
What do you mean you don't know? Child's life, a window, bollocks.
Almost 1.5 billion people in China. It's bound to happen once or twice.
So you mean you could lose one kid and it doesn't matter?
Just for the record, we didn't say that the kid's life is not important. We just say maybe not right out of the gate you have to break the window. So I can sort of understand why
Maybe
the
they
parents did what
thought
did.
the police would have a skeleton key, you know, like in
Yeah.
films, something like that.
A very good point there. Okay. Well done for that, Dominic. In England, do police have a skeleton key?
I have no idea, Rob.
You live in the Babaoshan CRI apartments. Do you have a skeleton key for some ladies' apartments?
I can't. No.
I was confusing you with someone from the Portuguese department. Sorry. Okay. What would you do if your kid was actually locked in a vehicle, Jingjing? I mean, I know you don't have a kid. She's still available. But what would you do if it was your car and your kid?
I would call the police and I would keep encouraging the kid to get out by himself.
Okay. But if the kid couldn't get out after an hour of encouragement,
You could use your teaching skills and help educate the kid how to open the door. That's my suggestion.
do you think that you could teach a kid how to open a door?
Well, if I knew how to do it, I think I could teach him.
Okay.
do it.
Imagine that I'm a stupid child. Cool. I'm stuck in a car. Do some motions to teach me how to get out. I'm stuck in the car.
I'll just leave you there. And have another child. Have another baby.
Have another child. Okay. You get a fine. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next story, please. Okay, what's the relevance of this delightful looking paradise that will never exist in reality? Yes, Dominic.
It is the pictures of a planned new city, Rob.
Okay, do you know the name of this planned new city?
Forgotten.
Oh, Dominic cares about being here.
But apparently, it's being built. It was kind of billed as this huge new city, but apparently it's only going to hold 130,000 or something people.
I love it when you turn giving details into an Oscar-winning performance. It's going to hold 130,000 people. It's becoming Ian McKellen on the stage.
Not big
Come on,
for
Gandalf.
China. It's not big for China.
Okay,
Very small, in fact.
it is. It's absolutely tiny. Shame on you. It's actually going to be called Luyan.
Oh, I forgot this one.
Oh,
sorry.
Is it Mei?
Meishi.
Meishi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Meishi.
How could I
Okay, he
forget?
came back to him at the last moment. Okay, what does that mean, Jingjing?
梅西
Yeah.
It means you don't have any she.
You don't have any
梅
west.
西
I just thought of a joke because in Chinese you could say 没戏. It's a
Yeah.
different play on words, and that means ain't gonna happen.
The first thing that came
Oh, I see. Okay, do you think the city planner's having a bit of a laugh?
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, yeah.
Yep, I think this is just another example of the numerous new areas, new cities that have grand plans carried out in China. And, well, I'm anxious to see whether it will, 有戏没戏, whether it's going to happen or not.
I'm sure that's funny in Chinese. But I've got to say, the architect of this big new area, which is going to be built in, well, on the outskirts of Changsha, in Hunan province, yeah, where the fatty pork comes from, has said that it's a live test case, i.e. it's an experiment. Would you be happy, Jingjing, to live in an experiment?
well, it's called an experiment, but I think it's just a
No, it's not. It's called a live test case. I called it an experiment.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah. But actually, it's just it's a new city, and there is a lot of technological innovations going on there. So I don't
Or like
mind
clean
living.
water.
And so I don't mind living there. But my concern is that now it's getting too much media attention and exposure. But if it really is an experiment, shouldn't it like fly under the radar and experiment discreetly. So that's what my concern is. Like the officials and those developers, they might, just do it hastily for, the pump.
Got to say, that's an incredibly queer concern to have. Lu Yan, would you be happy to live underground if you were given the option, like the people of District 13 in the Hunger Games trilogy?
Well, as long as one, there's enough compensation, and two, I can still live reasonably comfortably. Yes.
Okay. Do you live comfortably at this moment?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, well, we're all happy for you. Dominic Swire, would you prefer to live in the CRI apartment building, which often has no heating, no internet, and rattles around like the victim of an earthquake? Or would you prefer to live underground like a badger?
I would hate living underground. I need sunlight. I think I'd get depressed and possibly ill.
Okay. Would it even drive you suicidal?
Who knows?
Okay, because if we lost you, and we've already lost Wiggin, this show just can't go on. It just can't. You would have to send more of your delightful colleagues to be here. We might even have Mr. Laoluo himself on the show with his massive sledgehammer. Actual sledgehammer, that's not a euphemism. Can he speak English?
Yes, he can.
Okay, so he can smash refrigerators and speak English. A man of many talents. Study at Laoluo. He Young, what about you? What do you think about this huge city, given that in China there are so many ghost cities? Like, remember in Inner Mongolia, we actually did a story on c4e40 about Kangbashi New Area.
In Erdos.
Yeah, in Ordos, that's right. Do you think that these new areas they're building are worthwhile, given that they can't actually fill up the cities they're building at the moment?
Well, that is the prime concern, and hopefully that they have, a good business plan constructed at the same time to attract people to come in. But I'm also concerned that if they can, learn from the experience of the cities we have now, already do have, like better sewage systems and, make
better
it more
infrastructure.
Yes, and all
toilets on
those
buses.
Kind of things, that's innovative.
Dominic Swire, if I gave you a budget of $5 million and said, let's go to Kangbashi New Area and shoot a zombie movie, would you do it?
I might, but I might not come back.
Why?
Well, I could probably afford to go somewhere else as well.
That's true, you could just run off with the money, like certain politicians. Anyway, let's move on to the next story, please. Okay, what's the relevance of this incredibly sad-looking lady? That's right, Dominic, I have turned down a date with her. No, it's not true. What is it?
I believe she's in mourning, Rob.
Actually, it looks like she's in evening. Oh, I just committed a swire. Okay, but it's become a noun. Yes.
Apparently, this is a sea burial.
It is a sea burial. They are actually on a boat. What is the relevance, Jingjing, of sea burials this week?
The Shanghai government is going to subsidize families choosing sea burials by 2,000 yuan. 2,000
yuan. It was previously 400 yuan, so it's gone up five-fold. The local government guy that was quoted on this story said that it's much cheaper because 1 square meter of land for a grave can cost how much, Lu Yan?
That one I don't remember.
Okay, it's not very important, I forgive you. What do you think, He Young?
Is it 20,000?
Almost. Add 4 to that, Dominic.
I even forgot the question.
I don't know why I have these people. I wish I was like Wiggin, dead. Yes.
Alive.
You could be buried at sea.
Well,
Sorry.
but I think I'm surprised that the figure is so low, because actually when I did my research, it could be far more expensive than that. So
wake up, Rob.
I'm not asleep. I'm just wishing I was somewhere else. Okay. 110,000 people die every year in Shanghai, but only 2,000 people are buried at sea every year, or at least in 2012. Would you ever be buried at sea, Lu Yan? Not that you will ever die. I have a feeling, given your youthful face, that you will live forever. But if you did die, perish the thought, ironically, would you like to be buried at sea?
I wouldn't be against it, because environment is important to me. So
okay.
I want to choose
even
the most
from beyond the grave, you
eco-friendly
care.
way.
That's the kind of person you are, Lu Yan, and that's why we love you. Jingjing, what about you? Do you believe that after you're dead, it doesn't matter what happens to you?
Right.
Hey.
And my dad, seriously, my dad and I have talked about it, and we will donate our eyes. I mean, how do you say this?
You're right, corneas.
Corneas, right?
I think
to
it's really
people.
kind of you because you've already actually donated the lenses from your glasses even before you died.
It's like a continuation of this.
Okay. Dominic, do you feel that you would like to give anything when you leave?
I do actually have a desire, if or when I die, I want to be buried, and I want to be buried in a biodegradable coffin.
Coffee? Coffee shops again, always coffee shops. Would you like to be roasted like a coffee bean?
No, I don't.
True colours,
I
true colours.
definitely don't want to be cremated because I think that's not environmentally friendly. I want to be buried underground in a biodegradable coffin under a tree in a beautiful part of Wales, which I used to go to on holiday as a kid.
Is there any part of Wales that is beautiful?
Anglesea's not bad.
Okay, I mistook you. I thought you wanted to be inserted into a whale. Young, what about you? When you leave this life, what would you like to be done with that delightful body of yours? Ring-a-ding-ding. Give it to me.
I have two options that I have in my mind.
Oh
First,
God, she's actually given this a lot of thought.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this. Go on then, it's going to go on for another
it's,
10 minutes.
You know, important. Either buried under a tree or a flower patch or whatever. Or I heard that you can, after people get cremated, they can actually make you into a diamond.
They can indeed. You can be like twirled around and squashed into a diamond.
And I don't mind giving myself to my child to wear it if he or she doesn't mind. I would always be with her.
Can I just write this down? Because it sounds like the plot of a horror movie.
Well, it's a loving, you know, story.
Imagine if your kid, after you died, actually used you to propose to his new girlfriend. I would like to marry you by giving you my mother. Sickening.
I don't think that would happen.
What would you do if someone gave you a ring and wanted to marry you, but it was actually a dead person?
A dead person of whom?
No, I don't mean the dead person gave you the...
I mean,
Study at law! Yeah.
I mean, it might be his mother or father,
Could be.
right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't accept it as a gift, but I would, you know, respect the person for doing that.
Dominic, if you got given it, would you lick it?
No.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, I think we can just about wrap it up. But before we do, I've got a question about Chinese tradition for Lu Yen. Okay. Why do people like to be buried in the earth?
Because apparently if you bury yourself under earth,
one can't bury oneself unless one is absolutely mental.
Your soul will not be lost. That's according to the Chinese tradition.
Okay, but if you get buried at sea, your soul is...
Possibly will be lost.
Okay. And do you want to make a joke about some fish, soul?
Oh yeah, that's play on words. Very funny, Rob.
It is. Thank you very much. I've committed another swire, or as I call it, an Abidjan Barua.
Hello and welcome to another episode of C4. I'm your host Abidjan Barua, and no, I'm not going to start off today by making jokes about Rob Hemsley, because the last time I had a phone call from him all the way from England and he threatened to hunt me down and sit on me. So I'm not going to do it, although on second thoughts I could just run away, couldn't I? Not like he could chase after me.
Anyway, let's wrap it up for this week. If you want to follow the show on Weibo, it's down below. And if you want to write in with any more Dominic Swires or Abidjan Baruas, Abidjan write in. That's down below. Dominic, did you have fun?
Yes, I did, Rob. Until the very last part.
Okay, but I have to say, are you happy that your name has now become synonymous with a funny joke?
Seems I don't have any choice.
You're right, you're right. Anyway, Mr. Coffee. And also, Young, what about you?
I had fun.
Okay, you're smiling. Did you really have fun? Because sometimes girls say they're happy, and then afterwards in their heart they actually want to bash your head in.
Rob, continue.
Okay, continue what?
With the programme, not your personal angst.
Okay, well, you know, I was going to check the same thing with Jing Jing as well. Are you really happy, or are you just pretending?
Both. Sometimes really happy, sometimes pretending to be happy.
Okay, we call that bipolar disorder. And finally, Lu Yen, did you have fun?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I enjoyed all the jokes, including that last one.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, and I enjoy looking at your youthful face. Okay?
Yes, I enjoyed that one too.
Do you have a painting at home that ages?
What?
Do you have a painting of yourself that ages at home?
No.
Like the picture of Lu Yen. That's a novel. No. Okay, anyway, let's wrap it up. We'll see you next week for more C4. Bye for now.
Bye.